All right, everyone. Hello, hello. It is Wednesday. It's 3 p.m. It's time for our hump day stretch break. We are going to do a little bit of everything today. Little hips, little shoulders, little back, a lot of back after sitting all day and hunching while standing. But as always, if you have suggestions or anything you want to stretch, go ahead and throw it in the chat and then we'll get started. Cool, I'm not seeing anything come in. So let's go ahead and we will get started on the ground. Actually, we're gonna get started on hands and knees. So starting on hands and knees, we're gonna get started with a little bit of cat-cow. So we're gonna inhale, arch our backs, point our tailbone towards the ceiling and look towards the ceiling. And then we're gonna take a breath, breathe, push the ground away, round your back like an angry cat, and push that ground away from you. And we're gonna breathe through center, back into cow, arching the back, looking up towards the ceiling, pointing the tailbone straight up. And then we come back through center, tucking the tailbone underneath our hips, just letting the head hang as we push the ground away, rounding that back as much as possible. And let's do one more in each position, coming back through center, arching our back, making sure we're breathing. And let's go back through center one more time into that cat position, making as much of an upside down U shape as you can with your back. And let's come back to center. Okay, we're staying in this position. We're gonna add a little twist to it, literally. So let's bring that right arm up. Reach for the ceiling, look past your thumb. I'm just taking a moment here to stretch out our backs and shoulders and chest. And let's replace that right hand on the ground where we found it and go to the left side. So left arm reaches up, twist, look past the thumb. And let's replace that hand and right arm up to the ceiling. Hopefully it's a little bit easier on the second round than on the first round. And let's come back to center, replacing that right hand, left arm, reach. Take a breath here. And back to center. And let's reach that right arm up, little twist this time, or big twist, big as you can. And then from here, we're gonna bring that right arm through that gap between our left arm, left leg, thread the needle. If you're able to, go ahead and bring your forehead to the ground, but we're actively reaching that right arm towards the camera. If you're in the same position I'm in. And we're using the ground to pull back on that right arm. So we're reaching yet pulling at the same time, getting a stretch through the back of that right shoulder, our right shoulder, and our right upper back. Find that breath. Nicely done. Let's come back to center, unwind yourself. Take your time with it, and let's go to the other side. Left arm reaches up, biggest twist yet. And let's thread that needle. Reach the left arm through the gap. I'm gonna turn around so you can see me. Reach the left arm through the gap. You can rest the head on the ground, forehead, chin or cheek on the ground, and actively reach the left arm through. Yet use the floor or your mat or or that cushion, whatever it might be that your hand is resting on to create some friction as you pull back. Find your breath, focus on the exhales. Nicely done. Let's go ahead and unwind ourselves. Bring that hand back to center. And we can walk the hands back to our knees so that we're in this kneeling position. Our wrists have gotten a lot of work today from keyboarding. So let's go ahead and do a couple wrist circles. Going one way and then going the other way. And let's come back to center. We're going to make a fist and then open the fingers as wide as we can. Make a fist. Open the fingers wide as you can. One more time. Let's make a fist. And open the fingers. And shake it out if you need to. I'm going to turn my position again so you can see me at the sides. We're going to stretch out our forearm. So bring your left arm out in front of you, fingertips pointing towards the ceiling. We're going to use that right hand to gently pull back on our left fingers. We're looking for a stretch in the bottom part of your forearm, counteracting that position that most of us are in all day, where we're typing, texting, driving, playing piano, whatever it might be. And let's go ahead and release the wrist, maybe shake it out, and we'll go to the other side. So right arm out, fingers are up, and use your left hand now to pull gently back on the fingers of the right hand. And you probably notice one side is tighter than the other. It's probably your dominant side, very common. All right, let's go ahead and let it go. Shake out the wrist once again if you need to. We're in this low kneeling position right now. We're going to come up to tall kneeling. So if you're on a hardwood floor like I am, go ahead and fold up your mat a couple times. You're going to need your mat folded up anyways for the one coming after this. So we're up in this tall kneeling position. We're going to bring our hands behind our back, interlace our fingers. And then from here, we're going to drop the knuckles towards the ground, squeeze the shoulder blades down and together. Chest is going to puff up towards the ceiling. So not straight up, maybe at an angle. And your head is going to look up at a slight angle as well. We're not just throwing the head back all the way. That makes it hard to breathe. It's hard on your neck. What we're going for is a nice stretch through our chest, shoulders, and maybe even our biceps. Actively pull those fingers apart. Don't let them actually come apart, but pull them apart. Maybe get a little space between your hands and your glutes. Whatever gives you the best stretch and is not painful. All right, we're almost there. Let's take one more breath. And after that exhale, go ahead and let it all go. Once again, shake it out if you need to. Okay, you knew it was coming. It always does. Hip flexor stretch. We're keeping right knee on the ground. We're bringing left foot forward in this half kneeling position. Let's squeeze our right butt, our back butt, squeeze the abs just a little bit, just a little tension there. And we'll maintain that tension as we bring the hips forward. We're looking for that nice stretch in the front of the right hip. We can hang out here with our hands on our left knee, or we can reach the left arm up to the ceiling and kind of lean away from it. Once again, find what works best for you, what you need today. Remember to squeeze your glute just a little, bring those abs in just a little. So we can have the best stretch here, counteract all that sitting. Let's go ahead and make our way out of that stretch and we'll come to the other side. So left knee comes down to the ground, right foot comes forward, same thing on this side. Left butt, your back butt squeezes, abs are pulled in. Maintain that slight tension as you come forward. Not so far forward, you're just dumping it into your low back, just a little far forward. Once again, we're looking for that tension in the front of our hip, that upper thigh. We're resting our hands, maybe for balance, maybe it's comfortable, or we're bringing left arm up by our ear and maybe leaning away from it. As always, notice how this side is different from the other side, how it feels today compared to other days, how that corresponds with how you're feeling, if you're stressed, if you're relaxed, all those, if you slept well or not, all those things count. All right, one last exhale. And let's come out of it. All right, last stretch for the day coming up. Let's undo our mats if you folded yours up. Since we're in this tall kneeling position, go ahead and bring your big toes to touch, knees come wide, hips come to heels. You know what's coming, it's child's pose. Walk those hands out in front of you, maybe shoulder width apart, maybe a little closer together if your shoulders are happier with that. Forehead or cheek, maybe even your chin can rest on the ground or on a cushion. We're just going to take a couple breaths here. By a couple, I mean 2 more because I've been talking. So let's inhale, drop the belly to the ground. And exhale, bring your belly button toward your spine. Exhale like you're blowing through a straw. And let's do one more of those. Inhale, bring your belly towards the ground. And exhale gently through the mouth. Try and make this exhale a little bit longer than your inhale. And once you finish that exhale, feel free to stay in that child's pose. It's so lovely for so many reasons, or you can come up to kneeling seated or standing. But that is all the time we have for today. So thank you for joining. Hopefully you feel better now than when you started and you're feeling refreshed and ready to go for the rest of your workday, however much longer that is. Hopefully not too long. We will see you all soon. Got some big announcements coming tomorrow. Keep an eye out. There's a lot going on tomorrow. It's going to be a good day. We'll see you all soon. Check out our SharePoint site or our Slack channel. And until next time.